Hey, it's Cat of Cattails TV. There's so much news going on, but I'm going to try to make it brief because I got to work out. Anyway, happy holidays to you, however you celebrate it. Tasha K got sued by Kevin Hart. And it was hilarious because I made some jokes on Twitter. And, you know, I don't really care for Tasha K. And it started way back, but I felt like she was trying to be a YouTube Wendy Williams. Um, and Wendy Williams was problematic, but she was iconic. I just felt like Tasha had issues on so many levels. I didn't like the her. I mean, it's a long story, but she kind of reminds me of like a Tyler Perry when it comes to journalism, when it comes to like acting. Playing a stereotype or playing like real genuine characters. I'm talking about like the Medea. She's like the Medea of female bloggers on YouTube, in my opinion. But anyway, the joke I said was TD Jakes and Diddy and Tasha K are at Diddy's party, and Tasha K says, "Hold my wine." Come on, that's a pretty good joke. But anyway, somebody said Tasha K wasn't really in trouble because you have to prove that she extorted Kevin, blah, 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 blah. Well, I just found out today that literally Tasha K did a video where she's drinking and she's literally saying, "I'm posting this video because, Kevin didn't pay." She's crazy. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people want to be stars now, like stars in the manner of bloggers trying to be really, really cool. And I find them, I don't know, they're just not my cup of tea. But it seems like a lot of people are copying a certain stereotype, and there's a bunch of men that literally they all do the same thing. It's like they went to the Tasha K school of like blogging, where they have to like yell and scream and act real like stereotypical. And I just found out about, I guess his name is Larry Reed. I literally just saw something about him recently where he's like talking about, having people go to his Patreon to show evidence of grooming by some people in the black church, which I find abomination. I mean, I don't really care for Larry Reed. I don't really care for the people copying his shtick. And I don't know if he started it, but it's kind of like they're preachers, but they're actually doing blogging. And it's not my cup of tea. I've been going down a rabbit hole with this stuff recently because it's so crazy, but I don't make that kind of content. That's not really my style. And I'm an actual reporter, journalist, photographer, videographer, and I've covered some really, really big stories. Epstein, Danny Masterson, R. Kelly in New York, Conor McGregor, Habib Nurmagomedov, I can never say his name wrong. Right, sorry. From UFC, Andre Bocelli, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, blah, 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 blah. And the only reason why I say that, I think it's different if you are actually interviewing people, actually taking photographs, actually doing journalistic stuff. I'm not perfect, and I don't do the news reporting 24/7 because I have other talents that I have, but it's just one of the things that I do. But a lot of these people, they've never ever really done journalism, and that's not necessarily a problem. It's just that you got to have your facts straight, and you just don't make up shit, and you just don't, you know, put yourself in situations where you're getting sued every 2 seconds and then crying. These people all seem to be psychopathic narcissists, and they want a lot of attention, and I just don't care for them. So I'm going to be doing my stuff, which is a little bit different. You know me. I'm a little weirdo. I like to work out. I don't know if you can see my legs stretch, but anyway, I like to work out. I like to study stuff and like to share knowledge, but I would never want to hang out with these people. They're not my kind of people. And I would never want to go to a Diddy party, which brings me back to TD Jakes. What the hell is he doing at a Diddy party? Like, seriously. And everything going on with his family is a nightmare. We're not just talking, like, every one of his family members, like his daughters, they got issues from who they married to people being in jail to stealing children to it's just a drama filled bad soap opera. And you have to think, who are your leaders? Who are you looking up to? And if they're like TD Jakes, in my opinion, in reference to what his family has actually been doing, I'm not. They're not my cup of tea. And my mom was into TD Jakes with Women Thou Art Loose and stuff. But to each your own. However, I don't. Their actions show everything. Just like Diddy's actions in regards to how he treated Cassie in the report, how he treated his talent. He acted like an abusive pimp, which is an oxymoron because most pimps are abusive. So all I'm trying to say is some of our so-called heroes are trash. Speaking of trash, Megan Thee Stallion recently was, twerking in Balenciaga, and she's all over social media just twerking like in a Christmas outfit with her ass all out. I mean, it's getting to the point where she has nothing else. Meanwhile, Tori's album is doing amazing on Spotify. And Nicki Minaj is doing amazing. And Cardi B and Offset are getting a divorce allegedly, but they're problematic because he was a cheater from the beginning, and like she didn't know. I have no sympathy for Cardi B. She's no saint, but she chooses really toxic men, and she's probably a toxic person. And then we get to Sexy Red, who came out of nowhere bragging about being a raw dog queen and being the new influencer, and now she's pregnant. And, I just find it hilarious. She was at Balenciaga too, and so was Kim Kardashian. Which says so much about these people. You know what I mean? Says so much. And it turns out, I believe, based on the investigation I did, Beyonce is definitely a witch. Because I went through the lyrics of her Lemonade album, and she's talking about like wearing another woman's skin. And she's talking about Becky with the good hair, which is obviously, I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow, to be honest with you, because the rumors were Beyonce and Jay-Z and Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin were having, swinging parties and stuff like that. And then Jay-Z and Gwyneth were hanging out by themselves, and that may have caused the divorce with Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow. But Gwyneth Paltrow was very, very close to Harvey Weinstein, and I remember someone saying something to me a long time ago, questioning Gwyneth Paltrow's innocence as maybe being a pure cure for Weinstein and not having to do it herself, but possibly having to do it. And that's how some of these women get down. Instead of having to, once they've had to do stuff, they get other chicks to do it. And then, of course, the story about Halle Berry allegedly having to screw all these guys, Weinstein and a bunch of other producers, to get her roles. And I'll tell you a funny story. A while back, I had a meeting with Halle Berry's then manager, and he literally told me, well, you can have her leftovers. But he was kind of like giving me the vibe of, you gotta sleep to get shit. And I never did that. So people can make fun of me all they want, but I'd rather be me than be a person that has to sleep with all these sleazy ass pigs of producers and directors. They're fucking pigs. And it's like they love debasing us. You know, the people with actual creativity and talent, because they don't have it, they love making people like do horrendous things just to what? Walk the red carpet just to wear Balenciaga. And that reminds me of those the people at the Tory Lanez case, like Armand Wiggins. And there was a guy that once he found out about Balenciaga and that promotion they did, you know, exploding children, he said he was selling his Balenciaga. But what I remembered is that fucking what's her fucking name, Meg, the regurgitator square pants person. The one thing she said on her social media about fashion was about Armand Wiggins and him wearing Balenciaga. So it's like all these people are kind of connected to some shit. And the last thing I want to tell you is, if you Google, or not Google, if you do a search on X, Twitter, whatever, of TD Jakes, the third name down is the Shade Room. I just found that out today. So that means that he has ownership he has to with the Shade Room, because why would it come up two down from his name? So this is Cat at Cat Tales TV. I am going to hopefully be doing a lot of workout videos and other things. So hopefully you guys and ladies will want to see that, my other stuff. But if you're bored, do a search on my YouTube channel of like my stuff of Jeffrey Epstein, Danny Masterson, and the Tory Lanez case. But I have over 1,000 videos, so you can amuse yourself. Anyway, take care, and I will talk to you later, because I have to work out. Bye!